What is going on, everyone? Welcome to this new YouTube tutorial. My name is David Fritz, and in this video we're going to talk about how I released this minimal deep tech track with a record label.
Beat got addiction to the bass groove, to the drums, to the rave life. Don't stop now, no, don't stop now, don't stop now.
So what I'm going to do today, I'm just going to show you the project file, I'm going to show you the arrangement, I'm going to show you what kind of samples I used, I'm going to show you as well a little bit about the mixing, how I did that. Before I start this tutorial, make sure you like this video, subscribe to my channel, and also go into the links in the description, go on my Spotify, check out my Instagram, check the new tracks out I released the last few weeks, and let's get straight into the tutorial. So guys, we're here again in FL Studio. And basically, I'm gonna have to tell you that no matter which DAW you're using, you can produce those tracks easily. It's not difficult. Minimal deep tech is kind of like tech house, but I feel like minimal deep tech has more a relaxed vibe. Not like deep house, but a bit more chilled. It still has sometimes drops. What is really common for minimal deep tech are those vocals, which are really nice, out of their place. It's not the biggest party drop, it's very relaxed, but you can still dance to minimal deep tech. So what I'm going to show you guys first is the arrangement. So what I'm showing you now is the drop. It is built up with a bass line. It is built up with a kick. It is hi-hats, clap, a very short clap, percussions, basically shakers, small hi-hats, together with the hi-hats it sounds like this. And I have also some synth loops here. And a few automations with low pass filters. Those are the rolls. And on the drop is also a downfall and a crash as well, and some pads. Actually the pads are more strings. Those are the master automations. So what I have installed here is the master volume. I have a master field separation. It's a stereo field separation. So as you can see here, before the drop comes, the build-up comes, this the whole basic mix goes in more into mono. When the drop hit, it goes into 30% stereo. Then I have also a master high pass filter, and you can see here it's very detailed. So just before the drop comes, this master high pass filter closes and basically opens, no matter how you want to call it, and it is basically going to 0% high pass. I have also a master reverb, so the more you get closer to the drop, the more the reverb opens up here on the master bus, which is just that one here. You can see it here. So the wetness of the reverb goes up. Yeah. Cool. So let's get straight into the arrangement of the whole track. So as you can see, it's usually like this. You want to create a track which DJ are going to download. So obviously, because the DJ don't want to start the song, like they don't want a song which has maybe 3 minutes of listening time. They want a track which has good 4, 5, 6 minutes, so they have enough time to mix the track. So usually minimal deep tech tracks, also tech house tracks, start with just very simple an introduction with just drums and no bass, no heavy kick, just very easy. So yeah, here those synth loops I found. I bought them from a sample pack from Joko. Real nice. As you can already hear, there's already a automation in them. There's already a low pass or like a high pass automation in there. I still, because I wanted to have more power over them, I have an automation pad for, like, I have basically also a low pass filter for them, but that's just gonna open up somewhere here later. And yeah, other than that, the kick is, let's see what the kick is. Evolution of sound. The sample pack I'm always using. The kick is also in a high pass, has a high pass filter. What else do we have? We have the clap, which is coming from, it's actually a 2-layer clap, it's pitched down. It's very short. I decreased the length a lot. What do we have as well? We have the percussion. Let's see what that is. Oh, it's basically a little shaker from Evolution of Sound as well. Actually two shakers laid on top of each other. Very interesting. What's also really important to remember is they should have a bit of groove. So we're going to zoom in a lot, and as you're going to see here, that they are perfectly on the grip and on the grid, and there's no groove. But you can see here, this little knob creates swing, or like groove, what people call it. You should be able to use this on every single DAW on Ableton as well. And yeah, so this is the first part. Then the kick, the high pass filter of the kick opens up. And that's the first time the bass starts playing. Let's see what that is like, what the samples are. As you can already hear, it's definitely sidechained, obviously, to the kick. What kind of sample is that? This is, I guess, Serum bass. Upsala. Here, yeah, that's also a preset I just bought. Yeah, very nice. What else do we have? It's distorted, there's a filter, a compressor. Very easy. What is this? I have a little automation here. High pass, low pass filter, bass layer 2. Let's go on the mixer channel, see what this basically does. Interesting. So basically I added a multi-band automation, a multi-band compressor automation. So each single time the kick is playing, this, oh wait. It almost sounds like every time the kick is playing, the automation goes up. That is very interesting. I have no idea why I made this choice, honestly speaking. And also it doesn't open up every single time, which is also really interesting. And no, actually it does open up every single time the kick is playing. Very interesting. Also those rows which are coming are low pass from me, to introduce them. So every single time you want to introduce a new thing, a new element into the music, start with a low pass filter. It's a go-to thing. And also a reverb automation. Check out this video. I made a video about how you can use this technique to introduce new elements into your song. And there's some new rides coming in. You can see as well, it's very detailed. So I actually decreased the velocity of the hi-hat which comes before the normal beat. This one here, it's way more quiet. Then I have those vocals coming in, also from Evolution of Sounds.
Forgive me, Lord. Forgive me, Lord, have mercy.
Interesting, cool. So this comes up at some point.
Mercy on me. Forgive me, Lord, have mercy.
This is basically the first time the bass is playing, and it just creates a specific vibe, this track. It's not very complicated. This is the breakdown here. What kind of risers am I using? I'm using usually, how do you call it, able tunes, uplifter, downfall, and a Kashmir crash. But that is sidechained as well. Very interesting. Interesting. So what kind of thing do we have? We have the kickstart here. And a pancake, which is responsible for that it pans left and right. A very detailed thing, what you're just gonna hear probably if you listen to the track in the club, if it's a stereo system, obviously, or if you listen to it with studio headphones. But I can definitely recommend watch my videos anyway with studio headphones, because without them, something is missing. So yeah, make sure you listen to it with headphones for sure. Drum bass volume. What I definitely recommend when the build-up comes, like here. When the build-up comes before the drop comes, the drum bass is more quiet for the build-up, which is just, where's the drum bass? The drum bass is just here, as you can see here. And the more it gets closer to the drop, this drum bass gets louder and louder, okay? So there are specific things and techniques you can use to make your drop hit harder. First of all is a stereo wheel field automation. Second tip is a volume automation to make things start quiet and bring them louder. Then there's also a high pass filter on the master channel, a low pass filter on the master channel. You can add a reverb on the master channel, which makes it more wet and more wet the closer you get to the drop. When the drop hits 0% wet. There's a few techniques so you can make this build up more interesting, but I'm going to show you the build up again. The kick. Cool. What is the snare roll here? I actually wrote that myself. That's pretty impressive. Usually when I have a snare roll, I usually use samples, but this one I just had this feeling I want to write it myself. So what is it? Oh, that's the wrong one. So let's go on this one. I don't even know why I added this one here. Let's look at this. As you can see as well, those notes are not on the grip. It's very, it has a lot of groove in it. What are the samples? It's literally just one snare from Piv. It's a very short one as well, and the whole length of the sample will be this. But it's this one. Yeah. And basically then the drop comes. Very interesting. And as you can see as well, what is a very important thing, you can listen to the vocals here.
The rave life. Don't stop now.
When he says don't stop now, the bass stops and the kick stops, which are the most important elements in the track. Also everything important, the highs, the claps, the percussions, which is really important. Don't stop now. That's exactly like, make the track match the elements. Don't just produce as much as you can, put as many elements into the track as possible. Listen to the vocals and combine everything together.
Don't stop now. 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 You've got an addiction to the bass groove, to the drums, to the rave life.
What are the pads here in the background? Serum, some sort of synth loop. I didn't produce it myself, it's from Cymatic. It kind of has the same effect as strings usually have, which creates a bit of tension and stuff. Yeah, and then obviously as well, because we want to sell our songs to DJs, make sure the outro is long enough. yeah, in this part especially, the DJ has a lot of chances to, yeah, to mix another track into it and create a loop. Let's go with the bass first. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the busiest part of the whole song, which is this part here, the drop. I'm going to replay it a few times and we're going to go into different channels and see what I've done. Let's go with the bass first. So there's first of all a high pass low pass filter. The sub is very boosted. I cut the bass around 4100 and I cut it around 30 Hertz to make it obviously louder. Without this it would sound like this. That's everything I did. No more processing, no compressor, what I usually use for bass, but it is what it is. I connected it to the bass bus though, and there's a few things. So first of all, there's a kickstart, which is obviously the sidechain compression to make space for the kick. Then we have, we actually have the compressor here. It's bypassed. If it was bypassed, it means nothing happens. Then this is another trick I've used also in my other videos. A little low shelf around 80 Hertz, because if you do this to your bass, you can hear the kick a bit better. Let's see the difference. You can see it's quite intensely cut. I just cut everything to 382 Hertz. I made some interesting decisions here, if I'm honest. Let's go to the kick. What have I done with the kick? The only thing the kick has is literally, well, a high pass filter. Honestly guys, if I would mix this track today, I wouldn't have done it like that. We all basically know is if the end product is nice, it doesn't matter how you mixed it. If the end product sounds great, it is great. But to be honest, today I wouldn't make those decisions. I wouldn't use this. I would do it like that, and I would use an LFO tool here to make the bass and the kick match perfectly together. But I guess this is what I've done. Yeah, and then the hi-hats. High pass low pass filter to cut down the low frequencies. Otherwise, it's gonna create some mud in the low end, what you need for the bass. Then the clap here, that's real interesting. That's how it looks like. I guess I made it depending on the mix as well. What do we have as well here? This little thing has a very interesting filter as well. I added a relay filter, a relay plugin to make it more wide. A limiter. To make it more powerful. This is upward compression. It's 1 to 1.9. It's not 3 to 1, it's 1 to 1.9. Without it, it would sound like this. There's a big difference. I wanted the shaker to be a bit more powerful, so I did upward compression. Then I have Pancake 2 to pan it a bit. On the drum bus, I basically just have a high pass low pass filter, that's it. A stereo shaper to create some sort of Haas effect. Oh, it's lagging a lot now. And as well, I had a high pass low pass filter. Very simple. Then we have the Rhodes. I have a saturation up. Finally, some bit of saturation. I was missing that. Keep high soft tube saturation. Pancake as well, which is the panning left to right. Very interesting. And this is connected to an aux channel which has delay and a reverb. So first you hear the delay, and then this delay, which pans obviously off from left to right as well, has a reverb and a high pass low pass filter. I didn't do a lot of compression in this track. Here we have a limiter, which is, what is this connected to? Let's see what it is. vocal bus. There's a sidechain compression. Look at this one. So basically those are the vocal channels. So every single time the vocals are heard, the vocals come out, this is basically a sidechain compression triggered by the vocals. So listen to this one.
We got an addiction to the bass groove, to the drums, to the rave life.
I think I did it quite harsh here. It's not just a little bit, it's a lot. But because I want the vocals to come out more out of the mix, that's why I'm sidechain compressioning. That's why I'm sidechaining the high instrument bus. So all the instruments, all the pads, all the strings are basically ducked down by this. Then I have also another limiter, which is for the kick. Should be the kick. Same with this, sidechain compression for the kick. And yeah, what else do we have here? How are the vocals? The vocal just have a high pass, low pass filter. Very interesting.
We got an addiction.
Oh, I did this low pass, low shelf because the vocals have without it a very sharp S, I think.
We got an addiction to the bass groove.
You can hear the S is very, very harsh, and I don't want to hear that. It hurts my ears. So I enabled this high pass, low pass filter, and I cut down around this area a lot of those hurting frequencies. And the vocal is also connected to the long variable channel and to the vocal delay channel. I use a very simply fruity delay.
We got an addiction to the bass groove, to the drums.
Yeah, and on the master channel as well, a master reverb for the automations. I filtered as well here to make the whole mix louder. If you cut down here somewhere around 18,000 and here around 30 Hertz to make the whole mix louder, and that's just some gain plugins. So basically you can see, guys, I'm combining stock plugins with the EQ plugin, the balance plus the limiter, fruity limiter. I'm using also the fruity reverb, so there's a lot of plugins I'm using which are actually from Ableton, from FL Studio. But I'm still signing this track with a record label, so you don't need to have the fanciest plugins. There's also a lot of plugins are for free. The compressor plugins I'm using, the Kotelnikov, is also for free. Yeah, I can just recommend it anyway. Anyway, guys, this was my video. Thanks for watching, and make sure you like this video, subscribe to my channel to not miss out any music production tutorials from me. Make sure you also go on the links below to check out my Spotify, my Instagram as well. Let's connect there. Maybe you can ask me some questions if you have any questions, and comment below what do you want to listen to the next time. What kind of videos do you want to get from me? What do you want to improve on the most? What do you think that this is the area where I need to improve on the most, because this is exactly why you watch my videos. You want to learn something, and I'm happy to help you guys. So definitely have a good day, guys. Have a good production session, and see you guys in the next video.